We keep hearing about Google Ads, PPC, paid search. But what is Google Ads? Simply put, Google Ads is a platform which allows advertisers to put up a short description on the Google page so that when somebody searches for your products or services, your ad gets shown on the Google page. Each time somebody clicks on your link to visit your website, or whether they decide to call you from the Google page itself, the advertiser pays Google. Hi, my name's Ajay Dhunna, and today I'm going to help you to understand what Google Ads is and how it works in a very easy to understand type of way. But before I do, please hit that subscribe button and hit the notifications button so that when I do create new content, you'll be the first to know. Google Ads used to be called Google AdWords up until June 2018. People who even call me now still refer to it as Google AdWords, even though it is now called Google Ads. Crazy, yeah? One of the easiest and quickest ways to get your business listed onto Google within a very short period of time is to use pay-per-click, otherwise known as paid search. Now, this is done using a platform which Google developed called Google Ads. Simply put, an advertiser supplies Google with a list of keywords or phrases that they want to be found for on Google. When a user then does a search on Google, Google uses this complicated algorithm to work out whether what the user has typed in matches with the keywords or phrases that the advertiser has supplied Google with. If it does, Google determines whether their ad should be shown on the Google page, and then not only that, but at what position it should be shown in. Whether your ad gets displayed on Google depends on various factors, such as your bid price, which is your maximum cost per click. In other words, that how much are you willing to pay Google each time somebody searches for your keyword, types it into Google, your ad to be displayed, and then for them to visit your website. But there are other factors involved too, such as your quality score, your landing page experience, and your click-through rate, which we'll talk about very shortly. So the first thing you must do is specify a budget. In other words, a daily budget of how much you are willing to spend on Google throughout the day. And this could be from £10 to £100 upwards, depending on the nature of your business and how competitive your business is. We then give Google a list of keywords, and these are keywords that we want to be found for on Google each time somebody conducts a search. For example, builders in London, or kitchen extension builders in London, or builders near me, and so on. But we can also specify keywords that we don't want to be found for as well. We then specify how much we want to pay Google each time when somebody searches for one of our keywords. Our ad is shown, and then somebody clicks on our ad to visit our website, which we then hope to turn into a customer or an inquiry or a lead or a sale. This is called your maximum cost per click, otherwise known as a bid, your bid price. Finally, we write some ads. Now, the ads are what the user will see on the Google page if they conduct a search and it matches your keywords, and Google decides that your ad is going to be shown to them, so they can read it, and then depending on what you've written on it, they can then decide whether they're going to click on it to visit your website or to call you. So here you can see an example of what a typical ad might look like if somebody searches for a keyword such as builders in London. So depending on your daily budget and your cost per click and how many times your ad was shown on Google, this process will continue throughout the day until either your daily budget has been exhausted, in which case your ads will simply stop for that particular day, or if your budget has not been used for that particular day, it doesn't really matter because it will roll on to the following day. So it essentially stays inside your pot. So now that you understand generally how Google Ads works, how does Google decide how much it's actually going to charge you, regardless of what bid price you have specified to Google to say, I want to pay this much per click? You've got to take into account that you have competition. You have other people in your industry who are competing for exactly the same keywords, like builders in London. So why should they be listed any higher than yourself? And in what order should your ad be shown compared to theirs? In very simple terms, The position at which your ad is shown on Google is called ad rank. Google first determines what is your bid price. It then uses something called quality score. Quality score is a formula based on several factors, such as landing page experience. In other words, that when people are taken to your website, what type of experience are they having? Are they staying on your website? Are they bouncing off straight away to go to a different website? So that helps to give signals to Google that, hey, this is a good keyword which matches a good landing page on your website. It also looks at your ad relevancy. How relevant is your ad to what the users typed in? And it also then looks at other factors such as your click-through rate. So your ad might be shown on Google, but how many times is your ad clicked on, depending on based on how many times it was actually displayed. Google then simply multiplies your bid price by your quality score, which gives it an ad rank. An ad rank can then determine at what position you get displayed on Google. By constantly working on your quality score, your bid price, and various other factors, you can slowly gain a higher position within Google at a lower cost per click. In other words, every time somebody clicks on your ad, even though you might be at a higher position than your competitors, you could end up paying actually less per click. So why Google Ads? Now think about it. Ask anyone. Ask your parent. Ask your boss, your colleague, your friends. When they want to find something, any type of say service or a product, where do they go to? What's the first point they go to? And 9 times out of 10, the answer is going to be Google, not YouTube, not Facebook, nowhere else. There is no other platform like it. They will go to Google and conduct their search. That in itself is a solid case as to why you should be on Google. Google has over 3.5 billion searches per day from people who are going to Google and conducting a search for something that they may be interested in, whether they got an intent to buy, purchase, or research. With Google Ads, you have full control over your budget. So you decide how much you want to pay per day, per month, pay per click. So how much you want to pay every time somebody clicks on your ad. You have total control. Not only that, but with Google Ads, you've got total control over the keywords that you want to be shown for and the keywords that you don't want to be shown for. You've got total control over what areas of, what locations you want to target, the interests you want to target, the type of audiences you want to target, the demographics you wish to target. So like your age range or your gender. You have got total control over when you want to stop your ads and when you want to start your ads. Best thing about Google Ads, you can get your business listed within Google on the top 4 slots of the Google search page within 24 to 36 hours typically, if not the same day. Finally, we want to understand what is the difference between Google Ads and SEO. In order to understand this, we need to understand the anatomy of the Google search engine results page, also known as the SERPs page. So let's take an example. Let's say if you search for something called builders in London again. The first section that you'll see on Google would typically be the Google Ads section. The Google Ads section is normally denoted by a small ad symbol next to each ad. So we can have up to 4 Google Ad listings at the top of the page, as well as a maximum of 3 Google Ads listings at the bottom of the page. The second section that you will see is the Google My Business section. Now, if you conduct a search which is local or location based, here you will see maybe a map of your business, maybe a photo of not just your business but some businesses, directions on how to get there, their telephone numbers, their reviews, and so on. The third section that you'll see is the organic listing section. Now, the great thing about the organic section is that regardless of how many times somebody clicks on your ad, whether they click on it once or 1,000,000 times, you don't pay anybody a penny. Now, in order to get listed into the organic section, we use a process called SEO, Search Engine Optimization. So why go for Google Ads where you have to pay per click, as opposed to SEO, whereby you can get free clicks all day long without having to pay anyone? Wouldn't that be absolutely fantastic? The reason for this is because it takes time. It really does take time. So it could take anywhere from 3 months to a year or maybe years to be listed on the first page of Google for your prime keywords. So SEO is a long-term strategy, whereas Google Ads or pay-per-click or paid search is a short to long-term strategy. So with Google Ads, you can be typically listed within 24 to 36 hours, whereas SEO, you might be waiting 3 months or 6 months or a year. So do you really have that time to be waiting for so long? In the ideal world, you want to use a combination of all strategies. You want to have as many touch points as possible. So I'm not ruling out any channel. So whether it's Facebook, organic listings, so using SEO, paid search, or any other platforms, it's important to have a good strategy in place to see how are we going to get visitors to our website and what type of short-term methods we're going to use and what type of long-term methods or strategies we're going to be implementing. So that's it, guys. That was a short introduction to how Google Ads works. If you would like anyone to look at your existing Google Ads campaign with a view to optimizing it or conducting a full technical audit, or whether you're thinking about implementing a Google Ads campaign but not really sure where to start or how to go about it, get in touch with my agency and we'll be happy to help you. Just visit ajDhunna.com. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the notifications button. And thank you, and I look forward to seeing you guys soon. Take care.